So when they blew the bridges up, those so-called night crawlers or night walkers, whatever they called it in the movie, they were those actual people that transform into those so-called monsters. They had that virus. All right. They made another movie called Blindness. Years ago, they made another movie called Outbreak. Now,
is Robert Neville.
If you go to certain parts in Africa, I think Zaire was one of the places in Africa where they had the Ebola virus. And I was we're going to go through it. I was researching the Ebola virus, and they basically said that there's no cure for the Ebola virus. But my question is this: if there's no cure for the Ebola virus, that's an epidemic. An epidemic turns into a pandemic. A pandemic turns into a mega pandemic. Pandemic means all the people. All right. Now, if that Ebola virus, if there was no cure for that, where did the Ebola virus go? So I thought about one thing. I said, this is Esau's disease, man. Esau created it in one of his damn laboratories, man. And he does tests. He'll do it on monkeys, on rats, and then he'll do it on certain people. So he figured, let me go to this African, this town in Africa, or this city in Africa, and let me get, whether they go to the doctor for a cold or the flu or get a flu shot, let me give them that Ebola and see how they react to it. How many people died? So I mean, we're in that time now where these devils they want to bring that new world order, and part of their new world order is to destroy or kill off, according to the Georgia Guidestones. It says maintain humanity to 500 million, which the population is almost 7 billion. So basically, that's what is that? Percentage wise, something like that. About 80. I can't do the math in my head, But if I sat down and did it, I could do it real quick. But that's the majority of the people. That's out of almost 7 billion people, they only want 500 million people. That's almost 6.5 billion people. That's the majority. That's the majority of the planet Earth. The population of the planet Earth. No, that's more than that. More than that. So they want to push this agenda now. All right, go ahead.
This is Psalm 64 and 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
That's right. That's right. Give me Ezekiel 28 and start from the top. All right, go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 1. It says, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord power. Now, here when it speaks about the prince of Tyrus, it's talking about America, talking about the so-called white men, the Edomites. All right, it says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. That's the so-called white man, Esau. They believe that they're the Most High. I sit in the seat of the Most High. It says, in the midst of the seas, meaning in the midst of all these people. So basically, he's playing like he's the Most High, in the midst of all the people, like it tells you in the book of Revelation 17. And it tells you that those seas or those waters were peoples and nations and multitudes and tongues. It says, I sit in the seat of the Most High in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not the Most High. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. You know, and they've like we read in Psalm 64, they've inquired a diligent search. What does that mean? That means that they searched out everything. So even in that movie, they show you at the end when they supposedly got the cure. I believe it was MV1. They keep it like a dry in dry ice, you know, stored. And when they pulled it up and they put the new batch of vaccine at the bottom, they showed you SARS, which was one of the diseases, and then they showed you another disease that they had. I forget the name of it, but they show you that they have these diseases stored, because what they do is they exhume or they excavate bodies that had or died from this disease, right? They exhume, and what they do is they get certain DNA from them and create these viruses. Right, the Spanish flu of 1918.
They mentioned the Spanish flu of 1918. They mentioned H1N1. You know, so this was more of a docudrama than an actual movie. You know.
Right. It says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore thus saith the Lord Power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness."
Yeah, that's mainly those Arab nations, man, because they call themselves backing up the Egyptian people to get rid of Mubarak, right? But now they done besieged the Israeli embassy, but you don't hear nothing on the Cartoon News Network about it on Fox. You're going to find out that these people are a bunch of goddamn hypocrites, man, acting like they're behind the people. But when the people really do what they want to do, then they have a problem with it, man. You know? You finished with that? Okay, now go from there to the book of Psalms, the 10th chapter and the 3rd verse, and we're going to read down. And if you can't see that Barack Obama was set up by the illuminated ones, then you're going to die, all right? Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 10 verse.
And I'm looking forward to you niggas are dropping dead, man. I look at you niggas and I'm disgusted, man. I'm disgusted. I look at you grown ass men, I'm disgusted at you. You know? Like you got this.
That's right, because IOTV has the
IO
sharpest
commercial.
HD picture you can
got
get.
those pixels in different colors, and you got this big fat black son of a bitch with a smooth. I know every time I'm irked by that shit, man. The guy ain't got not a string of hair on his face because they shaved his face. You know, he's wearing a pink fucking suit with a big ass belly. You know. And it's obvious that that's racism right there, you know? That's an embarrassment, man. But they paid him a nice little check, you know? He said, shit, you paying me whatever you paying. They paid him a nice little check, man, you know? But they all of them are skinny. All of them are the same size, normal size. But he happens to be overweight, morbidly obese, and he got a pink fucking tutu on, man. But that's not racism, man. You fucking devils. That's why and then when I'm driving my car.